we're just texting, but then we're gonna be like, then we're gonna go like talking, and then we're gonna just like hang out, but like not date. We're just gonna like hang out, and then maybe we'll like hang out with some of our friends or something. When I was like 14 years old, it's one of my most embarrassing moments. I was like in high school. Okay, maybe I was like 12, but I was a little bit younger. I was 12 in 9th grade. Nerd, don't worry about it. Homeschooled. And I remember having one of the most embarrassing moments in my entire life. I was sitting out with my mom, and Morgan, my older sister, was sitting there with us, and I leaned over to my mom and I said, Mom, am I allowed to have a crush? I remember my sister just being like, who in the world would ask that question? She like looked at me and she goes, what's wrong with you? And I just remember not knowing like what a crush meant, because everybody else had one and I really wanted one. It's like, they wouldn't let me get a cool phone, wouldn't let me get a new drum set, might as well get a crush. So my mom says, well, who are you talking about? So I was like, well, there's this boy in youth group. And anybody that went to youth group with me, do not even try to figure this out right now. He's in youth group, and he plays this instrument, and I like him. He's cute, and we have fun together, and we play instruments together, and we laugh together, and we like the same food, and we both like pizza. So my mom looked at me and she said, that sounds just like a friend. And I was like, yeah, so I'm gonna make him my crush. Then my mom looks at me and she says, well, what is your intention with having him as your crush? And I stared at her for what felt like an hour, and she looked at me and said, sounds like he's just a really good friend. My parents have always taught me this word, intention, and it has carried me through my 20s, and it has made me very old-fashioned, and it is the reason why I am 23 and there's no ring on this hand, because I am a firm believer that everything should be done with intention, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. So often there are young people out there dating and just getting to know each other and just making out and going out and holding hands and doing all this stuff just to be doing it without any real intention behind it, without a reason behind it, without a purpose behind it. And that conversation when I was 12 or 13 years old really stuck with me and taught me that I have to do things with intention, or I'm just doing them for no reason, and I just don't get the point of doing something for no reason when there's so many other things that I could be doing. Instead of getting a boyfriend at that time in my life, I actually went and got a drum set, and I started learning how to play the drums, and then I went and started learning how to play guitar and learning how to write songs and learning how to sing. And I mean, I'm just saying, I think it turned out, I've never been one to tell people, okay, well, this is the age where you should start dating, because I think that's weird. I think it's odd to kind of put like an age limit on it. I just think it needs to be when it's at a point where it can be with an intention behind it. A lot of people say that dating is so that you can learn more about yourself and learn more about who you are as a person. And it breaks my heart if someone feels that they need someone else to know who they are. If they feel that they need to be spending time with the opposite sex and spending time like dating people to find out who you are as a person. We should be able to know who we are on our own, and we should be able to know who we are in Christ without anyone having to validate that. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, I think that it can get to the extreme where a lot of times women are like, well, my husband's on his way, so I'm just gonna sit here and wait for him. No, guys, I've been on dates before. And I always say this, unless he's the UPS guy or a creeper, like he's probably not just gonna knock on your door one day and say, hi, I'm your husband, I'm here. You still have to like go out and like meet people. Like, I don't know if that means the singles ministry at your church or if that means going bowling. I don't know what that means for you. It's not for me to sit here and tell you guys the play-by-play of what to do. I just want to really encourage people to just really take that word intention and just let it float through your brain and float through your heart and ask yourself, am I in this relationship for a reason? Am I doing something with this? Or am I just hanging out? Am I just spending Am I just spending time and money that could be spent on a vacation or like learning an instrument or like serving the Lord in a, in a different way, going on a missions trip? Like, I don't know. I just think that we all have to take a little bit more care of our hearts and a little bit more care of our lives, and realizing that if marriage is what we want and marriage is what we're shooting for, and that's the kind of the goal as to why we're dating, then I don't really understand why anybody would start that process of dating if they're not prepared for the end result. I don't know why anybody would go to college if they don't want to graduate, spend all that money and time on them books just to be reading them. The devil is a lie. If you start out like doing something that has like an end goal, work toward that goal. And if you're like 14 and you're thinking, well, I'm not ready to get married right now, then it's possible that maybe dating isn't the best option right now. I will always say that I don't understand the I'm fine. I'll always say that I don't understand the abundance of Man Crush Monday posts from girls that don't know how to bake a casserole. Man Crush Monday is a man. That's a grown man. That's for grown-ups to be doing. And a Woman Crush Wednesday, you can't be doing that if you can't change the oil in your car or drive yourself around. Your parents don't need to be taking you to a date. It's a Woman Crush Wednesday, that's for grown-ups. Woman, that's a grown woman. That's not for children to be posting up on the internet. My 16th birthday was my sweet 16, and my mother did my 16, well, both of my parents did my 16 favorite things, and it was everything I loved. It was my favorite rapper, MOC, called me for my birthday. My favorite singer, Morgan Harper Nichols, sang for us. Did a dance to High School Musical. We made music videos. Like, we did all of my favorite things, and we had my favorite food. My favorite meal that my mom has ever made is a cheeseburger pie, and it is a casserole that is a cheeseburger casserole. It's real good. I remember coming downstairs and being so anxious to eat this cheeseburger pie. I would run upstairs and downstairs, like to hang out with my friends and then run check on the food. Hang out with my friends and run check on the food. Because most of my friends had had it before and I was just so excited, so anxious. At one point I ran downstairs to my mom and she's like, Jamie, you need to stop coming down here. The food is not ready yet. So I ran back upstairs, but I got so anxious, so I came back down. I was like, Mom, is it almost done yet? She was like, you have to stop asking me so many questions. Like, it's not done yet. I've already told you that I'm gonna let you know when it's ready. You've gotta trust me. Ran back upstairs and I came back down, and then she gave me that look, that mama look, that look that says, if you come down here one more time. I just kind of stood there like, uh-oh, I'm gonna get it. And she said, look, you can rush me all you want. You can try to rush me and run down these steps and keep begging me for the food to be ready. But the thing is, if I were to even let you taste it right now, you would get sick. There's raw eggs in here. There's like, it's uncooked food. It's an uncooked casserole. Your stomach would start hurting. You'd be miserable because it wasn't ready yet. And then you'd be mad at me because you'd think that it was somehow my fault. Then you'd be mad at yourself. Then you'd probably get mad at your friends and just get frustrated because now you're sick at your party that I've thrown for you and all this stuff. And you just need to be patient because it's not ready yet. And I will tell you when it is, if you would just be quiet and trust me. Go enjoy your party. Go enjoy your friends. Go enjoy this entire evening that I've set out for you. And I will tell you when everything else is ready. Hashtag boys. That is how I feel about my relationship with the Lord. And that's how I feel about marriage, honestly. I've never sugarcoated that is a desire of my heart. And it's something that I have for years prayed for. Since I was 17, I have been diligently praying for my husband. And I truly feel the Lord saying, enjoy this life that I have set out for you. Enjoy your friends that I've put in your life. Enjoy these moments that I am giving you right now as a single woman. Enjoy the opportunities that you have to go and visit your friends randomly. Just hop on a plane and go see them. And enjoy the times that you get to have girls' night after girls' night. Enjoy the times that you get to make all this food and not worry about your husband eating it all up. Like, enjoy the times that I have put in front of you and the moments that I've given you. And when I tell you that you are ready for marriage, when I tell you that it is time, I will bring it to you. But right now, Jamie Grace, you need to be quiet and just trust me. It's a lot easier said than done. A lot of times when I talk about being single and when I talk about being 23 and desiring marriage, the first thing that I always get is, you've got time. And I say this with all due respect, but unless you are Jesus, you don't know how much time I have. I think instead we should encourage each other in what our desires are, to hope for those things and to pray for those things, but to focus on encouraging people to enjoy where they are right now. Instead of saying not to think about your dreams, instead of not to think about what God's put on your heart, just encourage each other, encourage your friends, encourage your younger siblings, encourage your older siblings, your church family, whoever it is. Encourage them just to enjoy the life that God has put in our lives right now. Enjoy the party that He has planned for us. Enjoy the friends that He has invited. Enjoy all of this time that we have now. And in His timing, when He says that it is time for new things to happen and new seasons to come, they will come. But for now, I think we should just encourage each other to just be quiet and wait. I know that it's hard, the whole waiting situation. A lot of people know this from coming to my live show and my song White Boots. It's a duet with my sister that we wrote with our mom, and my sister got married at 20. My parents and she and her husband were both 20, and there is a bug on my window. My mom and dad were 22 when they got married. So super young marriages happen over here. I'm a Bible college grad. Most of my friends are married with a kid, if not with kid number 2 by now, or 3 or 12. That was an exaggeration. But I know that where I am right now in my life, I know that the things that I'm able to do and the things that the Lord has put in my heart, that they're also awesome, and they're just a different kind of awesome, but they're worth celebrating and they're worth enjoying. And I want to encourage you guys to do that too. If you're in middle school and you're the only middle schooler without a crush, or you're in high school and you're the only one going to the prom without a date, or if you are in college and you feel like everyone else is picking out rings, or if you're out of college and you're in your 20s and you're still single, if you're in your 30s or your 40s, your 50s or your 60s, maybe you've been single your whole life, or maybe you've been in some relationships that just didn't turn out the way that they were supposed to. I just want you to know that God still has a plan, and He still has a purpose, and He doesn't want you to try to rush that plan and rush that purpose any sooner than He wants it to all happen. Because just like eating food before it's ready, you'll get sick. Your stomach will start hurting. You might blame the Creator. You might blame yourself. But in the end, no one's happy, and it's just awful. So celebrate where you are. Enjoy the party you've got. Hang out with your friends. Eat you some chocolate. Start a band. Do whatever you gotta do to celebrate the life that God's given you right here, right now. And in His timing, He'll make something awesome happen. And I'll make sure I tweet you guys when I get married. I'm never gonna get married if I keep doing that. Okay, that's all I got. I'm gonna go kill that bug. I'm not gonna kill it. I'm just gonna humanely put it outside.
Humbly I surrender this to you.
All to you, Lord.
So I'll keep dreaming, you keep coming through.
Also, just tailgating on something that I was saying about friendship and how my mom was saying that guy, when I was in high school, that he just seemed like a good friend. I also just want to use that as an encouragement to you guys, just to know that you can have friends that are great people that look nice, and you don't have to date them. I'm not saying to be flirty and be one-on-one with a bunch of dudes and be like, oh, these are just my friends, because that could send mixed signals as well. But I use that story as a way to encourage young people, because I thought that just because he was talented and we got along and we had fun together and I thought he was attractive, that all of a sudden I had to date him or I had to like him. When the truth is, you can just have friends that you enjoy spending time with, that you don't have to try to force it and make it like a relationship. And that's where the intention comes into play, is that my parents just wanted me to make sure that I wasn't just dating someone just because it was an option. I say in my book, Boys, 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 that the world is not going to run out of single, good-looking, door-opening, food-paying, foreign, respecting their mama and boys. The world is not going to run out of them. So don't rush to snatch one up because you think they're all going to go away. One's going to be there for you in great timing. So as I said, enjoy the party, enjoy the beautiful life that has been set out for you, and in God's amazing timing, whether tomorrow or when you're 40, or 25 or 16 or 38, I don't know. Whenever the Lord is ready, He will send that person in your life, and it will be beautiful. And I'm also preaching that to myself.